June, tell us about the group homes. Now
Yeah.
tell us what that was like getting into that.
Yeah.
Tell us like what your kind of like your day to day, how what are the kind of the challenges of being in that space?
I do. So we bought
Yeah.
our first home and we thought, oh, you go, you've already done because they require you become an administrator. I'd already done that. Um, so the licensing part, I thought it was going to be easy peasy. But what you don't know is they also, because you're starting a business in a county, you're governed by the laws of that county. So they have to come and make sure like you're zoned appropriately for that place, so all these things. And then we were not trying to start a home in the Wake County area because it's very saturated with homes because they require two family care homes be so many miles apart from each other.
Oh.
So if you're trying to buy a home and you call, oh no, there's one down the street, there's this down the street, so we moved out into a county. So when you're moving out of a county, now you're dealing with all these other people who are not used to cultural differences. They're not used to, I guess, people like me,
Which county are you in?
So Johnson County. And this
Girl.
was like back in,
I
this was
know,
like
back
when we
in,
said, so
yeah.
now I feel like they're getting more friendly.
Mm.
But I remember sitting down at a table with like huge guys, just those country guys, Caucasian, six of them, and they're like, okay, what are you trying to do in our city? Mm. I wanted to be a flight attendant actually.
Oh.
But then it's not because I love flying. I can't stand flying. I hate takeoff.
Really?
But then I just knew it would take me to different places.
Different places.
You know, I
Yeah.
knew I would like get out of the country at least. I mean, how many times 3 times a week they go?
Yes.
So I thought they dressed really nice. They
Mm.
always looked cute. They ate all the nice foods and snacks in the aeroplane. When you're a kid, you're imagining all these things. Oh my God, they can drink all the soda. You know?
Yeah, unlimited access to the food.
Exactly. So like all that was like playing in my mind, not because like I was just passionate about flying. No.
Oh, wow.
No.
You were just thinking about the
Yeah.
perks.
Yes.
The perks of it. Yeah. Yeah.
That's interesting.
When Bimbo asked you that question, I thought you were going to say you wanted to be a model. Every time I see your pictures, I'm always like, oh my gosh, she's stunning.
Yes.
Thank you. And like I
Yes.
said, she makes it look so effortless.
I know, right?
Yeah.
You should see this girl. I
Ah.
remember when we first saw you out with Sunny, I was like, Sunny has a new, and I'm like, oh my gosh, she looks good. Look at those outfits and the confidence. I'm like, this is what I'm talking about.
Thank you. Then another
that
part I
never.
tell a lot of like young people I meet, I was like, don't feel the need to go to like a grand big college just for the name of it. Your parents, maybe you're thinking of grabbing a loan. Maybe your parents will pay for it or something. People are like, oh, I just want to go to the school or a private school. So start small, go to a community college. So you're not, getting a loan. Most of these community college, or like if you work at WorkMed, they give you part of some money that can help offset your fees. I know like facilities, like where I went, if you got a C or above, they paid for your books and your tuition.
Oh, wow. Hi, everyone.
Hey.
Hello.
Hey.
We are super excited today. We have Miss June, Mrs. Sistuki. We are very excited to have you with us today. Thank you for coming.
Of course.
So we are going to dive right in. We'll ask you to tell us when you came to the US, what year. Tell us what country you were coming from, and tell us what those first few weeks, few months were like. Any culture shocks, anything that was new, surprising, anything like that.
Okay.
Okay.
So June, before you start, I have a fun story to tell about you. And
Oh my God.
Did I mention this? It's a good one. So one day I'm working, and my coworker says she was in the hospital for something. I don't know, I don't remember what. And she said, gosh, I had this really nice nurse. She's from Kenya. I said, oh, that's nice. Well, there are many, but that's great representation. And then she goes, her name was June. It was a month, June. I said, oh, I know June. She goes, yeah, and then she explained a little bit, and like, yeah, that must be her. And then she said she was so sweet. She made my stay so wonderful. Like every time it was her shift, imagine. I was like, oh, that's
That is such a compliment. Oh my
I know.
goodness.
She's like, I have to tell Grace, like, this Kenyan nurse was so nice to me. I just every time she's on, I just felt comfortable.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's
Thank you for
Really?
sharing that.
You're welcome. So thank you for representing.
Yeah,
Of course.
representing well.
Rep 1254.
All the nurses in Kenya, I have to own that one.
Exactly. Oh goodness. That is nice to hear.
Awesome.
Anyway, my name is June.
Yeah, very nice.
I'm from Kenya. I was born and raised in Nairobi, Kenya. Went to school in Kenya, to a boarding school like everybody else, probably in Kenya. Yeah, like a lot of people in Kenya go to boarding schools, which is crazy. But did you go to boarding school, Shiro?
For a little bit.
Yeah? Oh man.
And I was like,
You are
I'm
softy. You are softy.
I'm good.
It
I was
was
the
a
last
big
born. I
thing.
was able to, huh?
I'm saying it was a big thing even in Zimbabwe. A lot of people went to
It
boarding
was.
school.
Yeah.
I was the last born, so I was able to talk myself out of it.
Lucky you. I couldn't. So went to school in Kenya, and actually my mom was in the US. She'd come while I was still in high school. So as soon as I graduated, I have two siblings. So as soon as we graduated high school, she invited us over to the US to come and pursue college here. So it was, yeah, she had a green card, so it was easy for us to come. So, me and my two siblings came straight to Raleigh, North Carolina. So I didn't get to venture into any other states. And that was, I was 20 years old. Moved here and straight went into Wake Tech Community College. And that's where my journey into... Actually, looking at it right now, it's not as crazy, but I remember like when we touched down here, and there were so many trees in North Carolina back then. I was like, oh my God, which village does my mom live in? Like literally they drive from the airport. We still have a lot of trees, but like all the way, because my mom lives like towards Pool Road, like it was all covered in trees. So beautiful. But that's not what I saw, like the America in TV. You see New York City, you see Chicago in movies. So to me, that was really surprising. And actually, I got to really love it. That's one of the biggest things I love about North Carolina, just the greenery, And then the first shock I was... Yeah, it's not. Yeah. And I'm scared it's getting to that now.
I know.
Yeah, it's changing a lot.
It is.
Yeah. But anyway, we moved here, and I remember always like being at like the window to my bedroom, looking out, and like I'm like, where are the children? Where are the people?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
You'd see cars coming in and out, but like there were no kids playing in the streets. Yeah, and we came around August. So the weather was still nice. But yeah, that was a big thing I noticed. And then once in a while I would see like high school kids playing basketball, but then it was never like the street experience I had in Kenya. And that was really sad for me. I didn't know our neighbors. Yeah, I really didn't know them. They were young adults who were like, they had little children, so they were working. But I never understood that. I was like, oh my God, people just stay to themselves here,
I know. I don't like that either.
Yeah, that was my biggest...
children.
Right? Like just walking to the corner shop to buy a soda, things like that. Because whenever I would tell my mom we needed something, she was like, okay, let's get a list because we're going to go to Walmart. Like, going to a supermarket in Kenya was like during Christmas, like...
Yeah.
So that, like all those little shocks, like the normal life that we now live in, that was all a shock to me.
I
I
was
Mhm.
think
I was thinking like when you say you were in college, I just thought about it. Did you do the dorm experience or were you at home and going? Because I feel
No,
like culture, we don't do a lot of dorm experience. I don't know. I
yeah.
feel like a lot of
I
people
think
just go.
I had had enough of the dorm
Oh
experience.
yeah, coming from that's true. That's true.
Yes, because I went to boarding school in sixth grade.
Yeah.
ah
Wow.
Yeah, all the way to, 12th grade.
Wow.
So when I moved here, I mean, I just enrolled the nearest community college, and that was it for me.
Mm.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
access to home. I feel you.
Yes. And
Mhm.
like it's down by Pool Road. Literally, it was 10 minutes drive,
Oh,
Mm.
okay.
so that was great for me.
How
Mm.
did you find the food, the people, the accents? Was it like, oh my
Oh, goodness. The accent wasn't that crazy for me, actually, to tell you the truth. But the food,
Mm.
I remember moving here and I was like, I just want to go eat McDonald's. I just want to go eat McDonald's, mom. Just take us. Because you see that on TV,
Yeah.
that what's that movie, Coming to America, you know?
Yep.
Like, so my mom took us to McDonald's and she really didn't even understand why we wanted to go there so bad. I ate the food. The meat was just the hamburger.
Mm.
I didn't get the taste of it.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, what is this? Like, there was just no taste to it. I couldn't eat it. I ate the French fries. Those were fine.
Mm.
But of course it was chips for us,
I know, I was
we
Yeah,
gonna
like
yeah,
say,
chips.
chips.
right?
Yeah. So I ate the chips. But the hamburger was not great. And then I remember my mom took us to Crystal Palace. I don't know if you guys had to experience Crystal Palace. It was like almost like Golden Corral.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah. Over by Capitol Boulevard. I mean, great food variety. I was so happy to be there. But let me tell you, every meal, like chicken, and every like meat I had was full of sugar. I was
Mm.
like, I could not understand that. Like, I would, and you know how, like, with buffet, you have to use one plate and then it
Yeah.
has to be,
Mm.
you can't take it back. And I felt so bad. Oh my God, whoever is
All these
washing these
dishes.
dishes. Yeah. Because I would take a little bit. I can't walk back with that plate, you know, until
Oh.
I stumbled on, like, the lemon pepper chicken wings. Those were the only
Mm.
things I could eat. Sadly, you know.
That's
So
funny.
food
My
took a
goodness.
lot of getting used to.
Yeah. I think
Mm.
food here it's very different.
Yeah,
Very
it
different.
is.
And like
Mm.
you, I
Mm-hmm.
ate McDonald's every day when I landed.
Oh, you did.
There was the chicken thing. Hey,
Uh-huh.
I think I did every day with that kind of soda.
Yeah, you and my
Oh
brother.
my goodness.
Every day.
Really? And where's the weight? We can't see it.
Exactly.
Oh, Lordy. But
Wow.
oof, I mean, we're still struggling with the food. But we have the advantage of being able to cook in our homes,
Mm-hmm.
international food store where you can get your food and
Yeah.
prepare it. So that's pretty good if you
Yeah.
can cook.
Yeah.
What did you study at Big Tech?
Yeah, so I went to WECTech, and just like most Kenyan young kids who come here, you get pushed into nursing immediately.
Mm.
So while I was in Kenya, I'd started off taking courses for I was gonna pursue engineering because my dad is an engineer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So that was my goal. And in Kenya, it wasn't because I loved engineering, not because whatever my dad did, like I loved it. It was just because in Kenya you have to be marketable to get
Mm.
anywhere. Period. I don't know about maybe other African countries, but like you're either shooting for being a doctor,
Mhm.
lawyer, of course, engineering isn't there, just the big, big
Pilot.
careers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
somebody, what
Mm.
did the other guest call it? Was it you, Bremo? Respectable careers. Our,
yes,
to our parents, those are respectable careers.
exactly. So you're fighting through high school to get,
Mhm.
A's or B's so you can get into the university to pursue these courses. Because then, I mean, they go by grade. So it's not like here where you can try to do something to change something to get into medical school,
Yes, yes, yes.
Mhm.
It's not like that in Kenya. So I'd started taking my courses before I moved here.
Yeah.
And so I thought I was going to do that, but my mom was like, you have to do nursing. You'll get a job immediately. It's a diverse field. all my friends are doing it. You'll make lots of money and you can build back home, all they tell you. I was like, okay. But you have to take the prerequisites anyways. So I was doing those and I was like, with time I'll decide what I want to do. Did those. And my mom used to work at this assisted living facility. They had a memory care memory care unit. And sometimes I would take her food. If she was working like a long shift, like sometimes 16 hours, I would take her food. One day I go ahead.
No, I'm just like 16 hours. Jeez.
Oh, yeah. I mean, our parents have been pulling hours here in America
yeah, that's like nothing after a while.
Right?
Yeah.
And then I started doing that too, actually. When I was in school, I would do like Saturday, Sunday, I would do 16, the rest of the
And
week
that's
I'm in
it.
school,
Wow.
Yeah, I used to do that for a while. I would go in like from 3 and stay until 7 in the morning. Go sleep, go again, But then that clears out.
You
That
hustle.
clears out your weekend, your week for school. So that
Mm-hmm.
really helped me out. But anyways, I went to take my mom food one day in the afternoon, and she was busy passing meds and stuff, and I just sat there and I was interacting with the residents, seeing what she did, seeing what the nurses were doing, and I was like, this is pretty neat. I actually love this, and like just without a doubt, that pushed me into nursing.
Oh, nice.
Just that.
That's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, I love the interaction with the residents, like just sitting there talking to different people, seeing what the nurses were doing. Like that, literally. Nursing won my heart like that.
Yeah.
Yes.
And clearly you do a good job because I mean random people that
Thank you. Yeah,
that's
so
so
did
sweet.
that,
Oh,
did my your 2 years of prereqs and then 2 years of the nursing degree. Then after that I went to Winston-Salem State and did my bachelor's. And then been working at WorkMed ever since.
Oh,
15
wow.
years later.
Yeah.
Oh,
wow,
wow.
really?
Yeah.
Wow.
You've
So
never
what,
ventured outside WICMED. Sorry, Marcy.
no, so I was going to ask you, what did you graduate with at Wake Tech?
So associates of nursing.
Associate. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
And then you moved
So
to
Winston-Salem and did my bachelor's.
so that's the BSN.
Yes.
Okay, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And what floor you like to work at? What?
So I started off over at WorkMed Raleigh. You guys are familiar with WorkMed Raleigh. I worked on their like intermediate floor. It was a cardiac intermediate floor. So got exposed to all sorts of, like you guys, it was a heart floor. I didn't know so many people had heart attacks a day.
Oh, wow.
Oh my goodness. Like nursing
Really?
opened my eyes to things that I was like, because WorkMed is a big heart center. And I mean, all day you hear overheads, coming in through to the cath lab.
What are overheads?
Just
Hello.
like just calling overhead alerts that we have somebody coming in with a heart attack going straight to the cath lab to have that opened up.
Wow.
So literally it was so many to a point, like, I mean, after a while you get used to it because that's all you hear all day. It's a normal thing. It is. But I never knew. I mean, don't know what's happening in Kenya, but just in America, that many people in the area I lived suffered from heart attacks. So I stayed there for about 5 years. And then I was like, you know what? I think I want to go back to school. I worked with a lot of nurse practitioners, and I mean, those people do a lot of hard work.
They do.
Yeah, they work alongside physician assistants,
and
doctors.
They do as much,
yeah. And they take assignments just like doctors. They
just
see
like them.
people just like doctors. They're very smart. But I thought they did too much for what they're getting paid.
I agree.
So I was like, I want the big bucks. What I'm gonna do. So I decided to pursue to go to school to do CRNA.
Oh, okay, nice.
Nurse anesthesia.
My sister-in-law, my sister-in-law actually is one CRNA.
Oh,
and
really?
Loves it at Raleigh. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Just being in the operating room, basically your nurse in the operating room and she,
Yeah, you literally
administered the
put
anesthesia and
mhm,
stuff like
put them
that.
to
Yeah.
sleep, monitor
Mm-hmm.
them while they're asleep, wake them
Mm-hmm.
up without any issues.
Mm-hmm.
Ah,
So
a nurse anesthetist is an advanced practice nurse.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, who
Mm-hmm.
administers
yeah,
anesthesia for surgery. Oh, wow. So you work
yeah,
alongside the
the
Yeah.
yeah, that one.
anesthetist.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
My
one.
my my mother-in-law called them Anastasia.
Yeah, I would say that
Basically, I
too.
mean, basically you call the doctor pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah,
The
because
doctorate in nursing, yeah.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
because now they're doctors. And so at that point, so to go to CRNS school, you have to have some years in the ICU. So I
Mm-hmm.
moved into the cardiothoracic
Mm-hmm.
intensive care unit while I was working there. I got a chance to shadow with them because in the cardiothoracic intermediate care unit, they do a lot of open heart cases. They do like bypass, they do lots of open heart surgeries, they do lung surgeries. So I got to shadow with them, work alongside them, and I was like, I hate this.
Yeah, I'm waiting for you to say. And I was like, oh, this is beautiful. She goes, I hate this.
Yeah, so what I realized, so as compared to working bedside nursing on like a regular floor, I mean, it was a step down floor where I was, but coming to the ICU, you're dealing with patients who are like intubated, they're out of it, right?
They're
You're
not
just
good.
keeping them alive, right? You're coming from a 4-to-1 ratio to 1-to-1. Sometimes we have even had two nurses to one patient.
Oh, wow.
So it's very intense. I remember I would come home with my patients. I
Oh,
swear
my
to
God.
God. I would go to bed and then I'd wake up and I'll tell my husband, I would be like, hey, I think I forgot to document a urine
Oh, my
output.
God.
I know.
And when you forget to
Struggle.
do that, that in the morning could affect somebody going into having dialysis because
Mm.
they didn't have enough output, right? You didn't document
Yeah,
it.
you don't
They may
document,
add,
didn't happen.
yeah, they might add a drip. They may get extra fluids. Like everything you do in the ICU affects that person in the long run.
Right.
I would go home, I would call back the unit. Can you check for me if this was done? And they'll be like, it's there.
Been
But
there,
it's
done
so much
that.
in your, right? It's so
That's
much in your
intense.
head.
Yeah.
That's
It
intense.
is.
Oh,
I would
wow.
be like, oh my God, I don't think I documented the chest tube output. Because then, if you don't document the chest tube output, they might keep the chest tube for an extra day because of you.
Oh,
So
Yeah.
it's a lot of things that whatever you do for these patients affects their outcomes. And I would take that home, and I was there about 3.5 years, and like literally I could see that just taking me down. When I shadowed with the CRNAs, I mean the OR, they were cold. I hate cold environments. I was there and like they're putting
Freezing.
people to, yeah, you seeing what
You
they're
can
doing,
concentrate.
yeah, literally everything they do, they're calculating what they're pushing, what they're this, they're that. And the anesthesiologist is jumping from room to room. So they're
Oh, so
helping
you're
you
left in
here, there,
charge.
yeah,
Yeah.
you're left.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, this patient is alive. You are watching them.
Mm-hmm.
You're watching blood pressures as they run up and down.
Oh,
You're turning
goodness.
this. I mean, people roll out on like 12 drips.
Mm-hmm.
They do miraculous work in the OR. And I would just see, and one time we had a CRNA who brought a patient to me when I was in the ICU. And before, when you're putting somebody down, and this like forever lived with me, you have to, before you paralyze them, you have to like put them out. So they're not seeing that they're paralyzed. She paralyzed somebody before putting them to sleep.
Oh,
So it's almost like you're dead. You can't say anything, but your eyes are
yeah.
away.
But
you
you're,
can see whatever is happening,
Oh my.
And you can
and
feel
that,
it,
that's trauma, right?
Yeah.
y-
Oh, yeah.
yeah, it is trauma. And, that's a lawsuit. And CRNS carry a lot of insurance because anything happens. I mean, the hospital works for the hospital. The hospital looks out for the hospital,
Yes, they don't look up for your license. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, you get yourself.
Yeah.
So they,
Wow.
things like that, like, And I remember her coming so many times to make sure she was fine, but she came so many times throughout my shift to make sure she was okay.
Oh.
And I was like, I don't think I want to live my life like that. I don't think I want to take patients home with me. I don't feel like my day-to-day job.
Mm-hmm.
Zoe just walked in.
Oh, she's walking. Oh gosh.
Girl.
Walking. Zoe, good girl.
Sorry about that.
That is
But I
fine.
said, I want to come home and still live my life. I want to still enjoy life, and at that point I was like, you know what, I'm not gonna do this. And at that point I just got out of the ICU because I was like, I'm not gonna waste time here.
Wow.
And like during my period there, I met some of the smartest people I know. I met some smart nurses. Like I've worked with nurses like on these floors, but ICU nurses are like another tier.
Mm.
Yeah, they're very smart. I mean, most of the ones that I worked with went to CRNA school, went to nurse practitioner school. Like, they were moving up, and it's great that the smart people are moving up. They're becoming our NPs, they're becoming all these people that are taking care of us. So that was great. So I was like, what am I gonna do now? I'm not gonna do nurse practitioner,
I know.
So again, one time my mom was working with this lady. She's a Nigerian lady, and she had several group homes, also family care homes. So I went to take her food again. I'm just sitting there and I'm like, this is a neat setting. Like, what? 6 people are living here. They
I
get
know.
food. The caregiver, cooks for them, gives them meds, and then they go to sleep and they wake up and it happens again. It was kind of an assisted living facility, but just, a smaller setting.
Smaller, yeah, more control.
I was like, I could do this, I could do this. So I looked into that. I took classes with the state, and then at that point, when I was looking into this, I met my now husband, Sunny. And I don't know if you guys know, but Sunny, before, I mean, he was a DJ. He's been a DJ like since he was 16. But alongside that, Sunny used to work at Infinity. He's been to several dealerships, but he was at the longest at Infinity. And he was a finance manager for the longest time. And then he went all the way to CEO actually at Infinity. But he had
he
vast, he did.
And
Yeah,
he's
he was
so
the
humble.
CEO. Yeah, he was a
Yeah.
GM at Apex Infinity for a while.
For
Nice.
him.
Yeah, so he had vast finance background. So when I met him, I'm coming with nursing and I'm like, yeah, I want to open a home and I'm going to put residents. And he's like, do you have a business account? What's that? Do you have a tax ID? What's that?
Yeah.
Do you have a... I was like, you know what? God sent you to my life at the
Life was
perfect
something.
time.
Yes.
Because then he covered that part of things and I covered the nursing part and we meshed it together. And then we ended up opening family care homes. So now alongside us being a nurse, I work at WorkMed Hospital just to maintain my license. We also have several family care homes.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
So yeah, so that ended up being my next journey.
Yeah.
How was that?
So,
Go ahead, Marcy. I think I know where you're going.
No. So first of all, I want to say it's really nice that they have that requirement for you to kind of shadow and do all this stuff before you go to,
thankfully.
because you could have gone to
Right?
that school and really hated it,
Yeah.
You're
So
right.
so that's really nice that they give you that that opportunity.
But
Yeah.
the question, do they give you or did you decide? Because I think it makes a difference, right?
Yeah. So
Did
you
you
have to
decide?
request for the shadowing experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to request for shadowing experience, but they require you work in the ICU. So you can see these tense environments. Because then CRNAs, once you go actually to school, because literally I was almost at the interview part for it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
They work, the school work is like 60 hours a week. So you can't work at
Oh, you
all.
cannot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So either you move back home or your husband has to support you, something has to do, or you go rob a bank or something. You can't work.
That's true.
Yeah, they don't even allow you to work PRN,
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh,
and
wow.
then they send you to different facilities. You could be out of town where you'd have to get an Airbnb
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
I know
to
it's
be in
possible
Stuff like
school.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to do this? Yeah, that's how it is.
The
It is.
the
So,
only reason I asked that question is I think we there's this tendency for human beings, not just us, to,
Mm-hmm.
oh, they pay a lot of money, I'm gonna do
You
it.
just jump in.
And you just jump in.
Exactly.
But
Yeah, because I
it's really
mean,
good.
what sold me was like you started off at 120. This was like
Yeah,
what?
Yeah. They make
8
big
years
exactly.
money.
ago,
Oh gosh,
Right.
yeah.
They big,
out
yeah,
of
six
school.
figures. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good point to bring
So
up, Marcy. I'm glad you asked that question, because a lot of people make decisions based on money.
Mm,
you're
Then they get
right.
into it, they're like, oh my God,
I
mm,
maybe
mean,
I
I
should
see that
have.
in nursing. I see
Yeah,
people coming in,
Yeah.
I'm training
all the
people.
time.
They're like, oh my God. So I'm like, we have to change somebody. Somebody just
They're
pooped.
like,
and they're like,
what?
Where's the CNA? I'm like, no,
No,
it's you
you're
and me.
doing it. Yeah.
we have to
But
do
you know,
it.
I remember that used to be my thing because I was a CNA before I became a nurse. And I
Okay.
remember saying that when I was a CNA, I was physically tired. But when I
Mm,
became a nurse, I became mentally tired. And I feel like that's the
Exactly.
worst. And I used to do what
mm,
you did. I would get home
Yeah.
and sit for another 2 hours rethinking my day, calling,
mm,
hey, did I do this? Did I do that? And back then it was the paper,
mm,
shorting. So it
Mm,
was like, can you
Wow.
look? If I did, it's like, it's a lot. Yeah.
yeah.
mm.
Yeah. What do you do now? Are you still a
Now I'm in the
nurse?
clinic. Now I'm in the clinic. I've done it all. I've done the nursing
Yeah.
home. I've done the hospitals. I'm in the clinic and I'm happy.
Exactly. Good. Good
But
for
yet again,
you.
when you're a nurse, you're always looking for the next thing. Now I'm at the point where I'm like, what do I do next? But
Yeah.
I'm not going back
Yeah.
to the hospital. That I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not going back to the hospital?
Mm-mm. You can pay me enough. No. Unless
Yeah.
it's a different floor, maybe. But those
Mm-hmm.
those med surge floor, I'm good.
Yeah.
I've paid my due.
Bimo
I
is
mean,
about
I'll,
to move to Africa.
I am. That
oh,
means
really?
moving.
She's on a retirement plan.
That's
That's my next
wonderful.
plan.
As long as you're making movement,
I
that's
know,
all
It's
that
right?
good.
matters.
And
And
So,
money.
yeah.
so June, tell us about the group homes. Now you're
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
tell us what that was like getting into that.
Mm.
Yeah.
Tell us like what your kind of like your day to day, what are the kind of the challenges
Yeah.
of being in that space?
The
Yeah.
good, bad, and the ugly.
Yeah. So the biggest ugly was, so we bought our first home that, so we learned that it's better to own than to rent. Because then if you rent from somebody, the state, because you're governed by the state, right? They're the ones who monitor you. They have so many changes they require for a
Mm,
facility. Because if you're, so most family care homes or group homes, they're just houses in residential neighborhoods, right?
mm,
So when you buy a residential home, like it's not fitted to be a facility. So they
Mm.
have these things like they require you build a ramp, you have to have
mm,
all these like handles, what do you call
In
these
the
things to
bathroom,
hold
yeah.
in the
Grab bars,
bathrooms,
yeah.
grab bars. Even if you have two steps, they want side rails on them for people to
Mhm.
hold on to what they're getting in.
Mhm.
You can't have like steep slopes. They have to like
mm,
grudge. So many things that they require that you'd not find in a regular home. So if you're
mm,
renting somebody's home and then you come and do all these
Oh
modifications,
yeah.
mhm.
and then they decide, now I want my home back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're ruined. Your
It's a
business
lot,
is
yeah.
ruined,
You're
Yeah.
moving people in
right?
your own home. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're,
Oh.
you're like, we've been kicked out. Come on over.
Oh Lord.
Yeah.
But no, so that's all we buying was what we're gonna do. So we bought our first home and we thought, oh, you go, you've already done you because they require you become an administrator. I'd already done that. Um, so the licensing part, I thought it was gonna be easy peasy. But what you don't know is they also, because you're starting a business in a county, you're governed by the laws of that county.
Mhm.
So they have to come and make sure like you're zoned appropriately for that place. So all these things. And then we were not trying to start a home in the Wake County area because it's very saturated with homes,
Mhm.
because they require two family care homes be so many miles apart from each other.
Oh.
So if you're trying to buy a home and you call, oh no, there's one down the street, there's this
Oh.
down the street, so we moved out into a county. So when you're moving out of a county, now you're dealing with all these other people who are not used to cultural differences. They're not used to,
Mm.
I
Mm.
guess, people like me,
Which county are you in?
So Johnson County. And this
Girl.
was like back in, yeah,
I
this was
know,
like
back
when
in
you
the,
said, so
yeah.
now I feel like they're getting more friendly.
Mm.
But I remember sitting down at a table with like huge guys, just those country guys,
Mm,
Caucasian, six of them, and they're like, okay, what are you trying to do in our city?
mm,
And I'm trying to convince them this is good for you because we have a big population of mental health patients and they're all just staying in the hospitals. I'm a nurse, I see this. So I'm
mm,
trying to offer a solution, so
Mm.
like they have to buy your story.
yeah.
Yeah.
We went to other counties that were like, no, I don't think we'll let you do that here.
Wow.
Even
And they
though
were
there
fine on
could
the
be a
f-
need,
they
yeah.
were fine on the phone. They were happy to have us
Thank
until
you.
my
Until they
husband
see.
and I
Mm.
showed up.
Mm.
Black woman and my husband who looks one day Mexican, the next day he looks Arabic, the next day he looks like, and we pull up and they're like,
They're like,
That's you?
uh-huh.
this black woman and this Muslim looking guy.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't want bombs, no. But but anyway, it was
We're
just
gonna
things like
edit
that,
that.
and these are like small towns that I'm like, you need me more than I need you.
Yeah.
Mm.
I'm trying to be, I'm bringing business to your town.
Mhm.
I'm
Yes, you
bringing
are.
healthcare services to your
Yeah.
town,
You're paying
but
taxes.
and they never saw this. They were just so in their mindset. So finally, when we got into our first home is in Clayton, literally it took 2 years to get licensed.
Wow.
Wow.
Meanwhile, you have to pay a mortgage on
The
this house. You have to
mortgage.
have
Yes.
utilities because when they're coming to inspect you, they're coming, oh, this is wrong. Let
Yeah.
us know when you're ready. And when they're ready, when you're ready, they're not
They're
ready
not
because they have
ready.
other
Oh my
inspections they're doing.
goodness.
Oh,
Because, these
wow.
are the same ones who are inspecting hospitals, mental health facilities, daycares. So they
So they are
have a
busy.
long list of things they're doing, right? So
Wow.
that was the biggest hurdle. I felt like if I had a mentor who had a home and they told me the steps, I kind of would have followed those.
Mm.
Mm.
But like literally 2 years for us to get licensed in our first home.
Wow.
And even after we were done with that, when we were opening our second home in Smithfield, it and they're both in Johnson County, but now you have Clayton, that city of Clayton, and then you have Smithfield, that's still
Smithfield.
Johnson County.
Yeah.
So you're dealing with two governments there
Yeah.
too.
Mm.
So it had its own share of things, and that took us, with us knowing step by step, still took us a year to
Wow.
open.
Wow.
Yeah. So you're paying mortgage on an empty house. So you really,
Wow.
really have to know. And I do consults right now for people opening homes, and I tell
That's
them,
good. I was about to
That's
ask
good.
you,
you to do that.
Exactly.
Good. Yeah.
yeah.
That's very
I
good.
talk
Please
to people all the
provide your
time
leads.
and
Yes.
I bring my notes and I'm like, you either have to record me, write down, because
Yeah.
otherwise you will spend 2 years calling people,
Yeah.
Mm,
making calls, doing this, and it will just like by the end of it, you'll be like, you know what? I'm gonna
Forget
rent this
You
house.
just quit.
it.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So that's what we do. We have 3 homes now. Sunny stepped away from, the car dealership business just because we got so busy. And then, he's now full-time DJing.
Mm.
DJ Sunny baby.
Yes.
Party, baby.
Gets
Yes.
the party going.
The party going.
So and actually the craziest thing is he actually didn't step away because of the group homes. Actually, he stepped away after we had our baby.
Mm.
Car dealership business was so crazy at that point. He was working Monday through Saturday, DJing
Oh
at night
wow.
on Saturday, and then Sunday resting, starting again.
Right.
Mm.
He was like, you know what, at this point, I will never see my daughter.
Mm.
So he stepped away from that and like literally dove a lot into the group home and DJing.
Mm.
And so kind of took off a lot from my plate, because he was now like helping me. Like literally, if I'm not there, Sunny can run these homes independently. He
Good.
won't
Yeah.
do like
Good.
nursing assessments like I do, but you can hire somebody else to do
Oh,
that.
good. Yeah.
But he like literally is my left hand. Is that what it is? He's my left hand.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Right hand
um
man, eh? You're the
Mm.
left.
yeah, yeah.
Good.
So we now do that and um
Power
I work in the
couple.
hospital.
Look at that.
And just to,
Thank you.
I had a question about being an administrator. Did you do like the administrator in training, or did you went back to school to get like a bachelor in
No,
administration? Or,
so I by the time I was doing this is I think 2017.
mm.
So you do the administrator class that they offer through the state, and
Okay.
then they wanted me to do that AIT thing, and I
Mm-hmm.
was like, most of the people you want me to shadow, I have more nursing experience than them. They're
yeah.
really not. Maybe they can show me their home and how it's set up, which really, of course, also doesn't help because I've already seen where my mom works. I was like, I'm coming with more experience as a nurse, which I feel like it's better for me. I've worked in facilities. So I messaged the head back then. I can't remember his name. And he was like, okay, if you can corroborate your story with 2 letters from peers, then you don't have to do that AIT. It's 120 hours, right? He
What's
said I
PI?
can do
That's
that.
the
So
administrator in training.
Oh.
yeah.
And
So
what's
they
PS?
said,
Sorry.
say that again.
What's PS? You know, I'm asking for everybody. Selfishly
What's
me.
what?
She said
But
peers, P-E-E-R-S.
Peers.
oh my,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah. So I had like my 2 of my nursing managers just write that I have this vast experience, the charge nurses, a preceptors, that these, I've worked as a CNA, so like that covered me, and I didn't have to do the extra things that people do now. But I told other people to do it, and they were denied for some reason.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
But back then things were a little bit on the easy
Yeah, every
side.
day they change, they put in new policies. Yeah. hmm
Gotcha.
So I did that.
This is making me think of Rosemary, the other guest,
Oh,
and
for the business.
her concierge. So we had a guest who has what is it again? A healthcare concierge
Yeah.
business.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we should hook you guys up. You never know what can
People
come
go
up.
Yeah,
hers is people go to people's home and provide the care there.
Yeah,
I
Like a
see.
concierge, you need something and they pay out of pocket most of
out of
them.
pocket.
Yeah.
I see. That's neat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so how many people
Nice.
you have in your homes?
Mm-hmm.
And
So
like how many
family
staff
care
and
homes.
clients? Yeah.
So family care homes are licensed for 2 to 6 because
Okay.
it's literally a smaller um, assisted living facility. Assisted living facilities have 7 or more beds. Now, group homes or family care homes have 2 to 6 beds. So
Okay.
all my homes, because I'm trying to maximize here, all our homes have 6 beds.
Mhm.
So 3 homes, that makes 18 residents that I'm in charge of.
Wow.
Which is less than what you had sometimes at
All
like
right.
other facilities. Yes.
Yeah,
How
but
do you sleep at night though? Jeez, 18. No, and
I
you
know
still have the one
sometimes
that's
it's
wet med. Woo,
Yeah. I know.
girl.
yeah, but I have good staff. I'm there every week. So
Mhm.
I know my residents. I take them, me or Sunny take them for appointments. We don't let anybody else know.
Oh,
Oh, nice.
nice.
Anybody else do that.
Take them.
So we know their meds in and out.
Mhm.
We know their doctors. If somebody's making a change in a medication, I already know, like if nothing has been reported to me that week about you acting up, then there's really no need for medication change, because we're there every week. We know what they're eating because we're the ones bringing in groceries, and then we have wonderful staff as well.
That's good.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's
So are you
it
acting?
has its
Go ahead. I have
it
many
has its
questions.
I
challenges
feel
because
very much like
Yeah.
it has its challenges because just like with any job,
Yeah.
staffing is always an issue. We have people
Mhm.
who come and go, you can only, because we do live in. So
Mhm.
our caregivers stay a week on and then a week off. Not everybody can do that.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
then that's the only way we can afford to pay our caregivers because we're not like private facilities with all these private care residents. We just like paid by Medicare, Medicaid, or Social Security.
Okay.
Mhm.
So we have good caregivers. Sometimes people are in and out. Um, but so far, we have good ones. And then also our residents, we take people who are not, we don't, like if I see a violence history, I'm not putting you in there because I know
Mhm.
that headache is going to be mine.
Mhm.
So we take people who just want a nice place to live, who have issues we can take care of, and not like I'm on call, like I'm at work and I'm being called, somebody's acting up.
yeah.
Son is out
Mhm.
of town and I'm like having to deal with it. So
Mhm.
things like that, we're careful about who we take in.
So you can choose.
Yes. Yeah.
That's good.
You get a referral, you read it, and then you have an interview with them, then you decide.
That's
Oh,
good. That's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
what's the age range?
We take people older than 55.
Mm.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
Well, you kind of answer all my questions actually.
yeah.
Because one was like, how do you get funded? You say Medicare, Medicaid. Because I know, like, let's say, for instance, Rosemary, she was saying they use long-term care insurances that covers her service, but you is Medicare paid.
Yeah.
And then you talked about the living staff. So those were like the questions. Okay.
Yeah. And
And
there are
the
different
nursing, do you
people.
have, yeah, sorry,
Go
do you
ahead.
act as the nurse in all three or do you hire one? No.
Yeah, I'm the
Okay,
nurse
good.
in all three because
Good.
I do most of the time it's you do the admission and then you do their quarterly
Mhm.
assessments. So it's not like I have to be there full time
All the
because the
time, yeah.
caregivers who live there, they're med tech, so they can give medications.
Medication.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was gonna ask what's the qualification for the live-ins?
Oh,
Mm.
they have to do medication. So I can teach. So if somebody doesn't have like their CNA, they can become PCAs, personal care assistants, which I can teach that.
Mm.
And then for med tech, you just take this
There's a test that you
exam
take.
with the state.
Mm.
And the
Oh,
med tech is it's kind of a dual thing. You're a CNA and you can pass med at the same time. So it's like
Yeah.
two in one.
oh,
Yeah.
so you get your
Mm-hmm.
2 in 1. That's nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm.
So it's not like it's literally, even I noticed lately they let medtechs do the test from home.
Oh,
Online.
Oh, wow.
I
really?
didn't, yeah,
Okay.
I didn't know that. When I did it, we had to go sit in one of those state
Why,
buildings and do it.
Mm.
So
What
changing.
about cooking and all? Who does that? The same people?
the caregiver.
Mm.
hmm
And so
Because
who should
Yeah.
the idea is to give them like a sense of home,
a
So,
Yeah,
sense of
literally
home?
it's just
yeah.
like literally
Yeah.
they're like a home manager.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm.
then I
Oh,
do the appointments and the books.
Mm-hmm.
the admin
Literally,
work, you do the admin stuff. And then,
right.
ah,
Mm.
hmm But I've seen other homes, the caregiver also takes residents for appointments, which
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
to each their own,
it's
but
their
I
own.
like to see what's happening with all my residents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
You're
mean,
hands-on.
being sometimes, and it doesn't seem like you're hands-on to the point where it's overwhelming.
Mm.
You're hands-on enough to understand what's happening and speak to it, which is really what I would want in where I'm staying.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah,
Being
right.
dumped
Especially if
by,
it's riding on your license.
yeah.
Mm.
Oh,
Oh
Mm.
yeah,
yeah.
that's true. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. hmm
Who's reading?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
Wow,
Yeah.
amazing.
that's amazing. Like
Unique. Yeah.
it's when you were back in Kenya, did you ever see yourself as a business owner?
Yes, and to see
Never.
her.
Never. Like if you told June that June, even when I met my husband, sometimes he looks at me, it's like, oh my God, sometimes you do things, I'm just like, what is this you? I feel like we just evolved.
Mm.
And that has really taught me a lot. You can really evolve. You
Mm.
can, and that's what they say to teach our young girls and boys, you can do whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Living proof right here.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, going back
Mhm.
to like hopping on Mercy's question. So when you were in Kenya, what was your idea of who June will be in 30 years or 20 years? What was your dream? Because I know you got into nursing thanks to your mom.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. So,
I mean, you say engineer, maybe, I forgot. You did say
yeah,
that.
so that for school, that
Okay.
was just because I knew in Kenya you had to go for those big ones, you
Yeah.
knew.
Uh-huh.
So, but I wanted to be a flight attendant actually.
Oh,
But
Oh.
okay.
then it's not because I love flying. I can't stand flying. I hate takeoff.
Really?
But then I just knew it would take me to different places.
Different
Listen.
places.
You know,
Ah,
I
yeah.
knew I would like get out of the country at least. I mean, how many times 3 times a week they go?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Mm.
I thought they dressed really nice. They
Mm.
always looked cute.
Mm.
You know, they ate all the nice foods and snacks in the aeroplane. When you're a kid, you're imagining all these things. Oh my God, they can drink all the soda. You know,
They have unlimited access to the food.
exactly. So like all that was like playing in my mind, not because like I was just passionate about flying. No.
Mm.
Mm-mm.
Mhm.
Oh, wow.
No.
You were just thinking about the
Yeah.
perks.
Yes.
The parts of it. Yeah. Yeah.
That's
You
interesting.
know, when Bimbo asked you that question, I thought you were going to say you wanted to be a model. Every time I see your pictures, I'm
Uh,
always like, oh my gosh, she's shining.
yes.
Thank you. And like I
Yes.
said, she makes it look so effortless.
I know, right?
Yeah.
You should see this girl. I
Ah,
remember when we first saw you were out with Sunny, I was like, Sunny has a new, and I'm like, oh my gosh, she looks good. Look at those outfits and the confidence. I'm like, this is what I'm talking about.
thank you. really, that never crossed my mind at all.
Wow.
Going back in Kenya, I'm dark skinned. I'm really dark skinned.
Mm.
And like that was never considered like a beauty standard.
Mm.
I don't know if you guys have ever seen my sister or pictures of her. My sister is really light skinned, very,
Mm.
Oh,
very light skinned. Yeah, very light skinned. And she was always told she was beautiful. Like, we'd just be walking down the street. Oh my God, like she was just gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. And I remember I would tell my mom, once I grow old, I'm gonna bleach my skin. I'm gonna
Oh.
do that. Yeah, I used to say that to my mom. And my mom is light skinned as well. And she would say, no, your skin is beautiful. You're a black beauty. Like my mom
Mm.
ingrained that in me from a long time ago. Before like people are even saying black beauty, she used to
Yeah.
tell me that all the time.
Oh, that's so
And
beautiful.
yeah, and I just used to like hate it. And then you come here, and now people are like perplexed by you. Like I would walk into the grocery store, I walk up, wash my face, dropped Zoe off at daycare. I've
Uh.
gone to like the store, and people are like, "Oh my God, you're stunning." I'm like, "Mom,
You're like, what the?
I'm
I
confused.
know.
me with my the Vaseline on my face, you know." Yeah, and it's crazy you said modeling, because one day I was actually at the mall just walking like that, when you're young, like no
Yeah.
kids, no boyfriend, nothing, all you do
Yeah.
is just live at the mall. I used to
Live
do
at
that
the
at
mall.
Triangle Mall Center. And I would always just go shopping, if it's not with my mom, just me. And one day, actually, I was with my mom, and these people are like walking. And I'm like, when you go, you turn a corner, you go here, like you can just see them like following you. And I
Mm.
was like, I think we have two people following us. So we get into this store and we just stand in there, and they come and they're like, yeah, we want to talk to you. We are
Oh,
from this store. It was one of the Saks Fifth, one of
Oh.
the distributors there. Yeah.
Uh.
And they're like, we'd like for you to model our clothes.
Oh,
I was like,
wow.
are you a model? I was like, no, I just finished nursing school.
Yeah.
I'm about to be a nurse. So they like come with us, and they go, and then we schedule a meeting. And I come one day with my mom, and you guys, I almost had probably like 50 dresses
Oh,
and
wow.
pictures and this and that and zipper and zip off. And
Nice.
I was like, this is not for me.
You're like, this is not for me.
I was like, I would never do that. Mm-mm, mm-mm.
Then you
And I
get
just
the
like,
money.
I ghosted them. I didn't even tell them I wasn't coming back. I
Oh,
didn't say,
wow.
I just ghosted, never didn't pick up. I told my mom not to pick up because, my mom had, I said my mom was my manager. Like, we didn't talk to them again, and that was gone.
You were like, nope, that's it.
Yeah,
they
That's
that was, I never
apologize.
funny.
enjoyed it. Like,
That's
just
interesting.
the constant makeup, it can be exhausting. You see models talking about it. It's like tiring on your body, and
Yeah.
you have to maintain this certain figure, and I
Mm.
love to eat.
I was about to
So
say the way I love to eat, I don't think so.
I know it's not gonna work out.
Yeah.
No.
You
Oh,
see, you know what I'm finding about that such a beautiful thing. You're so aware
mm.
of yourself, right? It's
Mm.
like,
Oh,
no, I'm
No.
not gonna do that. It
Yeah.
doesn't work for me.
yeah.
Like you
Mm.
don't push
Mm-mm.
boundaries because of society. You don't seem to, I don't know,
Mm.
Yeah.
because of society or money. It's just you're so aware, and this is what I love hearing this because I want
Mm.
all our little sisters and little brothers to know when you're aware, things will work out. You don't have to do everything in
That's
your way.
true.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank
You know,
you.
it's like
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
very aware of what you can and cannot do, and you're comfortable in
Mhm.
that.
Mm.
Yeah. I'm just like, you can try it, but then in the end,
You
it's
No,
still
know.
like,
you know
Yeah.
what works for you.
Mhm. You know what works for you and
Yeah.
not work for you.
Yeah,
yeah.
I love it. Oh
Yeah,
my
I try to. Tunajuana, huh?
God. So
Nice.
I want to hear what your nuggets for anybody who's listening here to just, I don't know, make it in life or maybe wants to open a group home, whatever. Just drop a few nuggets for them.
The first thing I would say probably is get the right information, because
Mm.
then go to the people who know the stuff.
Mm.
Like, whenever I have questions for like anything related to the law and this, I've called Mercy. I've done consultations with her. Sunny does the same. We just don't, we'll Google that, or we'll ask on, I don't want to say, I want to say
AI.
this big platform. I was going to say Kwitu, girl. I'm like, I'm not going to message and see women's and be like, hey, ladies,
Mm.
you know, go to the right source. And
Professional.
that, professionally, it saves you time,
Mm.
it saves you money, and then you'll probably get where you're going faster because these are people who deal with this every day, It's just like when you're sick, you're not trying to, I mean, people Google stuff all the time. I hear all the crazy
Dr.
stuff,
Google.
but
Dr.
then they
Google.
still end up at the doctor, People are
And
like, oh,
maybe it's worse, at that
right?
point.
Yeah, I've had people who tell me, oh, they knew they had high blood pressure, but Google say to drink water. I'm like, so you're adding volume and then that increases your
I know
pressure.
the
Was like, how
pressure,
did that make sense to you? But I tell people that, and I've found out, like, with opening group homes. I mean, I didn't do consults before. Sunny does, because he does a lot of weddings. So I see him doing a lot of consults. But when people started approaching us about opening homes, I talked to, I think, 3 people who I was like, oh, they're like, oh, we want to open a home, and then I'll go meet them. And I sat down with people for like 4 hours. Was not offered a cup of coffee, was not offered, like, I just ran my mouth and then got up, got myself coffee and came back. And
Oh my gosh.
I was like, yeah, that was 4 hours. And then I had a baby after that, all this stuff. And then these days when people call me to do that, I was like, no, you know what? Probably if you want the right knowledge, it will take you like about 3 to 4 hours of my time and your time. Let's schedule. I will do a consult with you. I charge this much. And it's crazy the number of people who wanted to open homes by talking to me dropped down. The ones who are serious made
They'll come.
a point,
Yeah.
and I do it with Sunny because Sunny talked about the financial thing, because he goes from getting a mortgage to buy the home and all things that I'm not good at. So it's both our time that's involved, but people will be like, oh, but nilikuwa nafikiria tu nikubaie lunch. No. I
I
already
can buy
had
my own
lunch.
lunch.
Yeah. Like, and this is going to take so much of my time, So, like, I have to free time on my calendar to do this with you. So, they, like, crazy enough, like, the people who've been serious and have pursued it, they schedule appointments with me. They've called me for, like, contacts of the contractors I've used. They've called me for, like, contacts for the zoning officers, excuse me, and they were serious. And then there are people like, just stuck, I don't even want everything. I just want how much money you're making.
Yeah.
Oh my
I just
God.
want the results.
I was like, negative, Ghost Ride.
No, I'm so glad that you saw the opportunity in that.
Yeah. And it's really good because then I get to do it for serious people.
Exactly.
I've had like people, not just even Kenyans, I've like people like, I guess how the word just goes out. So I've dealt with several people all over, and it's wonderful. But that's one of my nuggets. If you need the right information, go to the right person. Also, also tell people, if you want to pursue like something like nursing, it's a field that, it will pay you, which is great. So the money is good. You can work vast hours. You can work vast different fields. There's, you can do education. There's research, there's IT part of it. So there's a lot you can do in nursing. But the biggest thing I tell people who want to come into it, the biggest portion is kindness. You have to be caring and kind. Because like with my time in nursing, I'm seeing bits of that just falling away from nursing. I'm seeing people coming in to just do their chores and leave, there's the education part of nursing where you're like, I'm giving you this medication, it's amlodipine, it's for blood pressure. I'm seeing people like, here are your meds.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Do people know what they're taking? Like, I would want to know what I'm taking. If just those parts of nursing are falling apart, and it's sad to see,
Yeah.
So go into the profession because you really want to be in it, because you want to help people, you want to be kind, you want to pass knowledge, you want your patients to live better than they were when they came in. And you don't want them to turn around and come back because they don't know what you taught them while they were there,
Yeah.
So that is a big piece about nursing. And then another part I tell a lot of like young people I meet, I was like, don't feel the need to go to like a big college just for the name of it. Your parents, maybe you're thinking of grabbing a loan. maybe your parents will pay for it or something. People are like, oh, I just want to go to the school or a private school. So start small, go to a community college. So you're not, getting alone. Most of these community college, or like if you work at WorkMed, they give you part of some money that can help offset your fees. I know like facilities, like where I went, if you got a C or above, they paid for your books and your tuition.
Oh, wow.
So the things like that out there that you can utilize. So by the time you're graduating, now you're not living with the debt,
Yeah.
and that now it becomes a burden to you. And now you have to work so many hours or multiple jobs, and now you're not even enjoying it. And now you're now frustrated because the degree that you loved so much and you went in for is now with this baggage. So I tell people, go to a community college, get an associate. You can work with an associate. Then go back for your BSN. A lot of programs have, a lot of hospitals are now partnering with universities that offer the 1 year college transition ADN to BSN. And you can do that effortlessly. And
They give
so
you
there are
money
many,
back too, like reimbursement, tuition
right? You're right. So you don't have to start off at a grand college. You can just take your time and, start slow. Because I
And it,
did that.
and it will
That
get
is
you the
so
job,
good.
and you will be passing the same med, you will be explaining the
Ex-
same thing, you're still getting the education. Nobody's out
exactly.
there saying, I want the nurse that went to Harvard to give me
Exactly.
medication,
Exactly.
I want a
Mhm.
nurse that knows what she's
Exactly.
doing and that cares.
Yeah,
I
Yes,
agree with you
exactly.
that's so
100%.
true. Yeah.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Wow, June,
Yep.
this was nice. It went by
Right.
too fast.
Too fast.
So before
Yeah.
we close, we like to ask about work-life balance. Tell us what you do for fun.
Mhm.
How do you find your just balance in life?
Well, I'm always outside. Actually, I used to be outside. So I like to go out and listen to music and dance. And it worked well because Sunny, is a DJ
The
and he would have
DJ, yeah.
gigs. And before I had Zoe, I would travel wherever he went. But then now, when he's in town, like once a month, he'll do bits and brunch. I'll go to that. I try to get together with my girlfriends for brunches here and there. I feel like just getting out of your routine helps my mind stay like fresh. And
Yeah.
also I try to work out. I try to run around my neighborhood. I mean, I'm not a marathon runner now, but I run like around a mile. I'll do that. I've started doing a little bit of weights here and there, because they say as you get older, the muscle muscle is like falling away.
Yeah, you
So I've
don't use
started
it, you lose it.
yes, exactly. So I'm like just exercise is also something like I'm trying to, especially as I'm getting old. Because when I was young, you're like, it's just the body's there. Like, what do you need to
I
do?
don't need to
But
do
then,
anything.
The
you know,
body's
but
bodying.
the body's bodying. So not anymore. So now you have to, it's for your health also, for the way you look also. So I think just going out and workout has been good for me. Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, that's awesome.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Gosh, that's been
Sure.
my signature.
It's been really nice talking to you
I
guys.
mean, this
Yes,
We
was
had
it's
so
so
much
good
much
to
fun.
be
Yeah.
here.
fun.
Now I
Oh,
think we need to grab a drink or something.
Yes.
I
yes,
know. That's what we should do.
yes. We are all about that.
Always up for it. Yes.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice.
Thank you so much, June. This
Thank you
was
so
so
much.
amazing.
You.
Yeah, this
That
was
was
so much
great.
fun.
It was
Thank you for
awesome.
Thank
having
you.
me.
Yeah.
Of course.
You're always welcome if you want to come back and
If
share
you want to
some.
come back,
Yes,
exactly.
Part
very
two.
welcome.
You can come
So
back
welcome.
anytime.
Yes.
Nice.
You.
But I asked Mike, I said, Mike, can I come and stay with you? He said, yes. So they he sent me the address, his phone number, and everything. He lived in Greensboro, but then he told me to come through New York, to come through JFK.
Oh my
Okay.
God. Oh, jeez.
Don't get me started. Mercy, don't get me started.
Oh my goodness.
Because in his mind, I will never be able to make it to him.
Oh
Oh my gosh.
But when I bought my ticket, I came through JFK.
Oh my
When
God.
I was coming as a rookie, I was wearing one of dye in Ghana.
One of what?
We call it tie and dye.
Oh, yes, tie and dye, yes.
Yeah.
What month? What month was that?
In March in New York, it's still cold. The spring is cold. It's raining. I was always wearing.
Chilling Birmo here.
I was wearing tie and dye.
Oh my gosh.
After 10 to 12 hours of flight, we got there. We got out. I have never seen an automatic door in my life where the door will open when you approach. So we all get a clear custom. I was about to, everybody's going out because, of course, you follow everybody going.
Yeah.
So I was going out. When I walk outside,
Cold.
there is a particular, it was raining and windy, and it's cold.